Hey guys, so we're going to go right ahead and jump into this drugstore look. I'm using the Yes Charcoal Mud Mask. It detoxifies and cleanses. I absolutely loved this when I put it on. You guys should definitely check it out. They have them at Target or Ulta for $3. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started with my eyebrows, and I haven't used my Ruby Kiss brow pencil in a while, but I'm going to use a soft brown eyebrow pencil. You can pick any one of your choice. As you can see, my hair is like almost a flaming red. So I need something that is going to match my hair for my brows, just to make my brows a little redder. So I went ahead and filled in my brows. Now I'm taking a little bit of an angled brush, and I'm going to just take a little bit of a reddish color from my Huda Beauty palette and just kind of go over that brown just to give it a little bit of a fade with the red, so that it looks like, you know, my eyebrows kind of match my hair color. I'm going to go ahead and use my NYX palette. I absolutely love this palette. I didn't like it at first. And then one of my friends who's also a makeup artist was like, girl, you got to try it out again. And I actually really kind of grew on me. It's a cheaper version of the MAC Conceal and Correct palette. So definitely pick it up. I think it's no more than $15, and you can get that also from the drugstore. So now I'm just carving out my brows as usual. You can use any shade you like to carve out your brows. And of course, the shade that is closest to your skin is always the best shade to carve out your brows with, because it's just easier to blend. Of course, I put on my primer, and now I'm using for the first time the Covergirl Healthy Elixir foundation. I absolutely loved this foundation. It works so well. I would definitely give this a thumbs up. Definitely. I felt like the coverage was good. I did have to build up the coverage because it is not a full coverage foundation, but I absolutely love the shade. I love the way it felt on the skin. It's supposed to be power packed with vitamins in it, so it's supposed to give you like a really flawless look and work to help prevent acne breakouts at the same time, and just give your skin an overall healthier look. So I just love how it looks. I definitely would suggest that you guys try that out. You'll see me using this a lot on the channel. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. I'm also using for the first time today the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Keep in mind, this is my first time using any of these products. And so this concealer was only $4.50. I will definitely say that for the price, it gave good coverage. The shade that I'm using today is in medium tan. And I'm just putting that on normally high, like I put on my other concealers in my videos. So nothing really special with this routine. I will say that the coverage is good. You do need to build up the coverage on this. I will say that it did look flawless, I felt. By the end of the makeup application, I feel like it really came together. I didn't set my makeup with my normal Ben Nye powder because this is supposed to be a drugstore look. So I'm just going to use the shade in Toffee from the Matte Poreless Powder. This powder is only about $5.99, so it's really cheap. I think it does a pretty good job. I also use powders as eyeshadows, and you guys know that as well. Now I'm going ahead and putting on some primer for my shadow, and I'm using the 24-Hour Maybelline Tattoo. I absolutely love this shadow base. I'm actually liking it more than my MAC Paint Pot or Soft Ochre base. So I had to pick between two, and I chose the Blush Nudes for today. This is a palette by Maybelline as well, and I absolutely love the shades. This one has more of pinks and roses in the palette. So I'm starting off with the first shade, which is this pinkish color. Very easy to go on. The shadows were very smooth. I actually was impressed with the pigment of it too, and it was long wearing. It did stay. Now I'm using a second shade, and this is a very like a softer brown. When you put it on your hand and you swatch it, it comes out pretty soft. So I'm just using this to deepen up my creasing a little bit. And this is a really easy look because you're just kind of building up in colors, and you're just going back and forth in windshield wiper motion in the crease. So you don't have to worry about doing a cut crease or anything for this. Very simple. And now I'm going to use the darkest brown in the palette. I'm going to go back in and just really kind of go right back into the crease. This is the third shade from the palette that I'm going to use today. And I'm just going back into my crease again, windshield wiper motion, just to carve out the crease a little bit more and just add a little bit more definition. So once we finish that, as you can see, there were no mattes in this palette. I strongly believe and suggest that you should blend down all of your shadow colors with a matte at some point. And so under my brows, I'm not going to use a highlight color. but I just decided to soften down that transition there between the shadow and my brow a little bit with that powder. So now I'm using the Wet n Wild eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. You can pick this up from the drugstore. It's only about $3.99. I haven't seen it cost more than that. And it's so black, it's so rich, and it goes on really, really smooth. So I tried to come into the camera a little bit closer just to show you guys how I do my winged eyeliner. Now I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Matte. This is the shade in Mocha, and I'm going to use this as kind of like a contour powder today. I'm going to use it on my cheeks, a little bit around my nose and forehead, just to add a little bit more definition back into my face so it doesn't look so flat. Now it's time for the lips. I cannot remember what lip pencil that I used, but I know I didn't like it. And I'm using the Wet n Wild lip color in Nudist Peach. So what I decided to do here was go back and add a brown lip liner because it was just too blah pretty much on the lips, and I'm using the Sephora lip color, their gel lip color, and this is in a brown shade. So once I added the brown lip liner, I actually really liked how that looked, and I thought it blended out really, really well. I will say that these colors are cheap from Wet n Wild. You can pick them up for about $4.50, I would say. And they go on pretty good. For a beginner who's just getting into liquid lipsticks, it's a good buy. And I'm using my favorite highlighter right now, and this is the Molten Gold highlighter from Maybelline as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this look. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to see more drugstore looks from me, please leave some comments down in the comment section. Thanks again, as always, for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you soon.